Alright, let's see if this will work. Today is the first day of Invictus. So basically it's the UEE Navy's way of recruiting. I'm loving the beard with the new character creation, so I had to show that. If you can't tell, I'm a Drake fan. So the convention center is in area 18. Just follow the wonderful signs that will show you to the center.
We salute those taking their first step to their new life.
And again,
Navy. Welcome to Invictus.
if you want to know the lore and all that, it is literally printed on the wall. So this is the Navy's recruiting drive. Show you all the ships. It's also a free fly. So if you don't have a ship but you want to see how everything works, this is the time to do it, because you can get all these free ships for nothing. Different armor sets for the Navy. You can buy your little outfits and whatnot. Look at all the cool little stuff that you can't buy. I'd love to have that model there. Get your picture taken, grabbing his hand. Oh, the 99 flight guy display. So this is just a huge recruiting drive for their Navy. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Control. Oh. Convention hall. I wish they had the days and everything on the elevator. Yeah, the servers that have been having all sorts of jankiness going on. Alright, here we go. Lovely convention hall. Here we have RSI commercials, of course. I think we've seen everything that's playing there, but this is how it's going to break down. This is today, so it's going to be RSI, Origin, Argo, and Consolidated Outlands. That's today and tomorrow. Sunday and Monday, it's going to be Misk, Marai, Crusader, and Tumbril. Argus is going to have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday will be Tuesday, Thursday is going to be Anvil, and then because Drake doesn't get to be in here because they're not a military contractor, they will have their own day, so in a different convention hall. But fun banners, foods and supplies if you need them. Here's the layout of the hall. So just two back rooms, the center, and the holo displays. And there's the Invictus week. So I think the only ship you cannot is the big guy in the middle. And he's an RSI, Robert Space Industries Polaris. He's the Corvette class capital ship, but he's definitely an RSI because he's just a blown up version of the Connies. A little bit different shape of the cockpit area, but he's still got that weird bulge, and probably going to be interior just one big tube, kind of like the Connies are, which is okay. It's just a style choice of the design, but it's not something I'm fond of. I mean, you got that much space to work with, you might as well work with it. And there's multiple flavors of the Connie. So this is the Phoenix. Where's its... I should have a little storyboard over here. So this is the touring, the luxury one. Oh yeah, this is the fun new feature. Just press F and you rented the ship for 2 days, which I think is awesome. But the Connie's a great ship. You know, put an Ursa Rover in it or cargo. Most of them come with the little snub fighter on the back, the little Merlin, or yeah, it's Merlin. So they're great little ship for cargo running. You can even do fighting if you have a crew. I wouldn't suggest trying that just as a pilot, because it's fairly nimble for its size. But if you got a little fighter that's coming in, I mean, even a Drake Cutlass will chew it up. Because all they have to do is really get behind, and if you don't have the gunners, you're never gonna, because it's got dorsal and belly turrets will help defend it. So if you fully crewed, it's a pretty decent fighter. But if it's just a pilot, it's fairly easy to take it down. Man, this thing's a monster. I wish it had an interior that we could look at or rent. Okay, here's our other Connie. Oh, it's got a storyboard right here. Okay, this is the medium freight. So you probably give up a couple guns. Yeah, it gives up a couple turrets so that you can have more freight elevator. Oh, and it gives up the snub pilot or snub fighter. So this one has a snub fighter and a shorter belly cargo. The Aquila is the Expedition. These are actually kind of cool because of you can just load your cargo on here rather than having to figure out how to get it up into the ship. Where some ships have the cargo set up where you have to go up a ramp or whatever to get into the cargo area. And here's some of the new gun models. And you can actually purchase them just by... The other nice thing about these ships is they pack some huge firepower, so if you can get a bead on something with them, you can just swat it right down. They're pretty good that way. Oh, the F8 Lightning. Yeah, can't rent this one. But it's the heavy fighter. It's a good fighter because all that firepower, all those guns are slave to the pilot. So you don't have a co-pilot that's a gunner or anything like that. It's just the pilot and this heavy armored gun platform that's flying around. So it's great for getting into fights. It's great for winning fights. But okay. I always think their little dummy mannequins with the uniforms are kind of cool because it shows you the different UEE uniforms and what they look like. So, for their Navy service. Alrighty. So, of the starter ships, it's between this one and the Drake, is it Cutter? For what I would suggest. Or, no, the baseline one. This is the military version. But the baseline one, you still get a bed. You've got this little area in the back for some cargo, so if you're just doing the small runs, you can do it. Don't die on me, sir. So, but the nice thing about this is it's got a nice little 4-pack of missiles, and what, 1, 2, 3, 4 guns on it. I think they're all size 2, or no, they're size 1s. So it's got a good number of light guns that you can just pepper whatever you're after with. And this thing frustrates me so bad. Because the Mantis is an awesome concept ship, but it only comes with these two, I think they're size 3 guns, and the interdiction. So you interdict somebody, so you pop them out of their fast travel, and then you try to hold them there with those guns so you can, you know, pirate them or keep them from running drugs or whatever. And that thing is not enough of a fighter to stop, like, say, a caterpillar that decides it's going to fight back, much less like a Drake, Cutlass, or any of the fighter ships, you know, would easily wipe it out. So it's a great for what it is, but you better bring a friend to do the fighting. Okay, and RSI Lynx. This is their luxury roving vehicle. So it's got the fancy glass, you know, the luxury seats, you know, champagne bucket. And the Ursa Rover medical, so you can get your person in there, heal him up with the medical bed. It's rumored that it's going to be a spawn point, so if you're in a fighting situation, you just take this and park it wherever it's not going to get blown up and use it as a spawn point, which is awesome, but we'll see how long it lasts. And I imagine it just runs like the rest of the Ursa Rovers with a med bed in it, rather than jump seats. And this is just a regular Ursa. Come on, server. There we go. And the base Ursa is a good little vehicle. Got a couple jump seats. Got some spots for your guns and whatnot. And a driver and a gunner. So the driver can hustle right along, but the gunner has a turret, or the co-pilot has a turret here that goes up, and you can defend the vehicle as you're moving, which is awesome. I want to be so excited about the Scorpius, but I am, but I ain't, kind of a deal. I'd rather have the F8 Lightning, but these are a good fighter, except for this is the EMP version. So rather than having a co-pilot or a gunner with you, you just get the 4 guns and the EMP. Not sure whether that's run by a co-pilot or not. It looks like it's got the co-pilot chair in there. So you fly around and just hit the E, puts everything down. And this is the base one. So the wings switchblade out. It's supposed to look kind of like an X-wing, and each wing has a size 3 laser repeater on it, and that's what the pilot gets to use. And your gunner has those 4 on there on the turret, which can slide around on the back. I'll go look at the back of this real quick so you can kind of understand. See, it has this little track piece here that the turret can either be a dorsal turret or a rear turret, and it's all run from the co-pilot / gunner seat. So it's cool, but I don't know how the mechanics of it's going to fully work when it's implemented fully. And it's another fighter, you know, heavy fighter, that you have to have a co-pilot for it to be fully effective. Where this monster, it's all on the pilot. The pilot runs everything, which makes it a more effective fighter because you can pour a lot of firepower on the same point with very little effort. Okay, so let's go down here, and I like the fact that they fixed some of the people, you know, but you get like this guy here is scared, that guy's just kind of relaxedly looking around. Oh, man, that thing's huge. Okay. Okay. So this is the other event hall area. So another F8 Lightning. F8C. So I think that's a civilian version. Other mannequins. Alright, here is the Mustang, which is one of the starter ships, Mustang Delta from Consolidated Outland. They're an okay ship, but they're not a very good all-around ship. They're fast. This one has a lot of guns for what it is. I think it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, that chin turret is very effective, and it's got the missile pods, so they're not a regular missile, they're just like a point and shoot missile. But it doesn't have a bed, it doesn't have cargo space, so if you're starting in the system, you're not getting the ability to log out and save, and you're losing out on delivery missions. But you know, you're a little better fighter, you're definitely more nimble, but you know, out of the light fighter, you're not getting a whole lot of armor, so you're not that much of a fighter. But I would choose a different starter vehicle just for figuring out what you like in the game, rather than going with that just right off the bat because it's the better fighter. Okay, the Argo SRV. Okay, this is the tow truck. So when that mechanic gets fully in game, this is going to be an awesome little play set. You know, go out, find people's ships that are stranded, tow them to where they need to be. It's going to be kind of awesome. And I hope it works out to be something profitable. And here's the infamous Argo Cargo. and there's multiple variants. This is the cargo. Yeah, that's the cargo. No, this is the transport. This is the cargo. And this is the new little tug. So these are good little putter around ships, but they don't have jump drives. They don't have faster than light or anything like that. They're just something you do around a space station to move something large. But that's about it. Move workers back and forth, whatever. You just change the little pod that's under the belly and you've got a new utility vehicle. Yeah, the Argo Cargo. And these are Origin Jump Works. I don't think they're starting vehicles, they're the step up. They're definitely more luxury and definitely more well appointed than the regular starting vehicles, but they're also kind of in between as far as I'm concerned for fighting. They're in between for durability. If you want a better fighter rather than, say, the Mustang, you could go here, or take the spent on this and get a Cutlass Black, or upgrade a little bit to the Cutlass Black so you get a better round fighter plus cargo plus everything else. You just give up on the luxury look. But my advice is just get a base ship, work in game, and then buy these, because as you figure out game mechanics and different money loops for earning income, you'll figure out better what kind of ship you want, rather than, oh, that's a cool looking ship, buy that, to find out that it's not exactly what you want to do in the game, and now you've paid out of your pocket real money, several $100s. Like that big ship there is several $100s. I don't know, I think that one's in the thousands. These are like several $100s, the Connies. And I do not suggest purchasing those. I suggest working in game to get them. But if you bought a pack that was a deal and wound up with them, great. But don't spend yourself into the oblivion over, digital items. Okay. Strange that they would have a different ship set in here, but okay. Oh, maybe it's for the fight against the Vandul, since it is a UEE thing, and they are kind of the big bad right now, other than the pirates. Oh, okay. It's this buggy that should have been out years ago. Okay. G12A. So basically, ground transport with anti-air, and of course it's the luxury one, so it's gonna look all streamlined and swanky and have some fewer nicer features, but you're probably gonna get the same effect out of many of the other cheaper vehicles. Ground vehicles. Oh, the Perseus. So this is the little attack ship, or heavy attack ship, for taking out like Corvette class and destroyer type ships. Has a huge dorsal turret, huge belly turret, multiple little other turrets on it, and I believe it has torpedoes. So it's going to be a very effective defense against those Corvette class ships. Oh, okay, this is the new Zeus. So the Zeus, if you don't know, is the first faster than light colony ship or exploration ship that was in the lore of the game. So they redesigned it. I think it says here in there, yeah, 8 centuries in the making. Da 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 da. More dramatic that way. And it's kind of a cool looking ship, but like everything else that's in the holo displays down here, it's still in white box, so they're not 100% on the full design. They just kind of got a rough look at it, and hopefully soon to be in gray box, hopefully soon after that to be released so that we can do stuff with it. Much like the Polaris upstairs, its exterior is completed, but the interior is not completed. A lot of the ships and designs that have come in the game have kind of been lost, and they're hoping, since they're not working, well, they're complete with Squadron 42, they're just doing polishing phases, that the people that can speed up or streamline the finishing of these lovely things. But that's everything I got for today, and I'll talk to you Monday.